Hey YouTube, DawsonRider here with a news update video for Power Rangers based off of yesterday's news video about the upcoming 30th anniversary season. That was one of those classic situations like last week where I made a video about the lack of news and then there was news, where I made yesterday's video about the filming and the morph sequence, and then, like, right after it uploaded, I saw the fact that there was a potential name for the series that's out there. So apparently, as of right now, the potential name for the next Power Rangers season, which will be the 30th anniversary season, is Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. Which the reason to talk about it is you can speculate what it will be, because as of this recording, we don't know what, if any, Sentai they're adapting from. The current rumor is Zenkaiger. Before this stuff about the morph sequence and the filming and the name came out, there was a rumor that we were going to be using Zenkaiger, but with some original Rangers. There's going to be an anniversary season, and Billy was going to be in it. That was the most up-to-date rumor. I've mentioned before that there was a Kyuranger rumor before when they were considering it. But it's worth talking about and speculating, like, what season it could be. I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll be all original suits. We don't know. I kind of doubt it. I think they're going to save the original suit stuff for the reboot, but who knows? I mean, first of all, I don't mind the name Cosmic Fury. I kind of like Dino Fury. I don't mind it. It's just the context of it. I actually think both names are pretty good. Like with Dino Fury, I liked it, but I like just as a name in a bubble. But I kind of wish it was something that reflected the night theme, and I kind of wish it had been like Prehistoric Nights or something, only because having the Dino name in there always makes it so easy to accidentally say the wrong Dino season, and I'll frequently accidentally say like Dino Thunder, Dino Charge, Dino Fury, but I'm talking about the opposite, and it's just, I don't know, that's a stupid, selfish reason for my own idiocy. But the point is, I like the name Dino Fury in a vacuum. Same thing with Cosmic Fury. I actually think that's kind of a cool name. People are already ragging on it because, you know, fans. But I don't mind the name in a vacuum. The only reason I don't like it in context is that I don't like having two Furies in a row. That seems kind of boring. Although we did have two forces in a row with Time Force and Wild Force. I was going to say maybe it should have been Cosmic Force, because then we end the franchise, or like the original version of the franchise, on a force, which is a classic PR thing. But then it would get confused with the Cosmic Force from Star Wars, and especially with the Morphin Grid being a poor man's version of the Force. So it would just be confusing all around. But regardless, I just want to say I don't mind the name in a vacuum. I just don't like having Fury twice in a row. But anyway, the name, could it fit for a Zenkaiger adaptation? Sure, you know, we don't know what angle they're going for this, but like just looking at the Zenkaiger suit or the Gold Ranger suit or whatever, and if they do other Ranger suits, depending on what angle, I don't see it not fitting with that. I don't know what direction they're going. Again, the rumor said that they would be original Rangers. Who knows? Of course, something immediately a lot of people jumped to was Kyuranger, because space and cosmic, and it's all very tied to that. People have been wanting a Kyuranger adaptation for a long time. I personally really do like those suits. You know, before we stopped doing adaptations, I wouldn't mind at all us doing one so we could get nice figures of it. I don't know about that, only because it's interesting, because I think it was semi-recently that in a Twitter Q&A, Simon Bennett had said that Kyuranger wouldn't get adapted because it has too many characters. I just find that interesting only because I remember right before, I think within the year before Hasbro bought the brand and we knew we were doing Go Busters, it was all kind of assumed that Kyuranger was going to be next because there was a news story that came out about Bandai America and whatnot having a little bit more input than usual in the designs to make it appealing, because, you know, they did communicate because of the toy sales and all that, because they benefited off of that. So I think that there was a time, it could have just been a hot minute, that Kyuranger was queued up to be the next Power Rangers before the takeover, or at least maybe that was the one considered before before Beast Morphers, basically. So I honestly believe that was the next one at some point, and then we hit this point where it's like, oh, now it's too many characters. I mean, I guess if it's a smaller season, it could be. I don't know about that. I don't like closed book thinking with that. I mean, I think no matter what, whether you're given 10 episodes or you're given 50 episodes, and even if you're in the best hands when you have that many characters, you're always going to have characters falling by the wayside. So I don't know about that. I think that could be a good one for an anniversary season if the rumors are true about them mixing in veteran actors, because you could have this large group of Rangers and you could maybe populate some of the characters with existing veteran Rangers and some new characters, and then keep like Black and Pink and whatever else one as robots, and then the robots can just kind of be supporting characters. I mean, I'm sure that would make people mad, but if they had to contend with a lot of characters and they just wanted to make the Black Ranger a robot character that was just kind of like a fun buddy character so they don't have to worry about character development, I would be fine with that. And I think if you populate it with some veteran Rangers and new characters, then you don't have to work as hard on the veteran Rangers because you already have their character established. I can already hear fans being like, they didn't use the veteran Rangers, they only focused on the new ones. But just thinking like logically, you don't have to lay as much groundwork with those characters because you know a lot about them. And since there's so many of them, that could be kind of a cool thing. Like maybe you have like a Ranger Academy run by old Rangers and they're so old! A handful of them are in suit and then some of them are the recruits. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be Kyuranger, but I think it has potential and I'm not going to close the door on it completely. Again, I don't think it's going to happen based on what's been said recently, but again, Power Rangers has had some huge left turns and I never expected the Go Busters thing, so I'm never going to say never on that. I don't think it would exactly fit Zyuohger. Depending on a direction they took, it could fit Tokyuger, but they will not stop saying how trains wouldn't work in America. I think that's BS, but I don't think it's going to be Tokyuger. Another one people have brought up is Kiramager because they could kind of have a cosmic-y look, which I wouldn't be mad at all. That would be kind of a nice surprise. I think Kiramager's designs kind of sit right there. I personally like the designs, but I think they sit right there at kind of just a good solid Ranger spot. There's nothing too off-putting about them in my opinion. I don't think it's gonna be that, but I wouldn't be mad. I suppose DonBrothers could be an option. I know that its themes are rooted in Japanese lore, but I think it's easily possible to ignore that. I don't think it's that either, but it's not impossible. I think it's interesting how little we know about it. It was so simple back in the day when we couldn't skip and we knew what was coming next. But now between us skipping around all these years and us getting rid of Sentai adaptations next year after this, we're in this weird spot where we really have no idea. I mean, what if they do a bunch of different seasons? What if they adapt the Sentai battle and throw in a bunch of suits from these in it? I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens. I'm probably the most intrigued to see what this is, to see if it's just a straight-up adaptation, how much originality, is it a mix? I'm definitely curious. I mean, I think if it were me, if I had to pick, I would say, let's just skip over this and get to the reboot. No, but I would say either Zenkaiger or Kyuranger. Only because, like I said, for those reasons, I think Kyuranger could work. The ones I mentioned on how I would maybe handle it. But Zenkaiger only because, I mean, not only is it an anniversary season in and of itself, but if they're going to do original Rangers, and if some of the rumors are true, I am interested to see what they do with it. But which one do you guys want to see? If you could pick any of the Sentai that we've skipped for our last adaptation here for the 30th, which one do you want to see for Cosmic Fury? Let me know in the comments. As always, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for my videos. DonBrothers, signing out. I had an accent there, I was like, DonBrothers, signing out.